Hi guys, Sandra here from Creating Spain, and look at all this little lot. I've been busy doing some print and cuts. Now there's a reason for this. A lot of people I know, particularly in the States, quite like these very cutesy cards with very corny sentiments and things like that, you know, the ones based around animals. Okay. So what I did was I looked on Pixabay and I plugged in a search for animals illustrations, and I came up with, in particular, a couple of pages of designs which I thought would make great cards. And Pixabay is a place where you can get images, you can download them for free. Now the thing is with these images is they are very, very similar to things that you would get in stamps that you would buy. But of course you don't have the sentiments that go with them, and not everyone has the imagination to think of sentiments. However, what I would suggest you do, if you have any kind of cutting machine, be it a Silhouette Cameo, Silver Bullet, a Brothers Scan and Cut will be an obvious choice. Find a page of images that you like and just, you know, spend an hour or so of an evening. You might be watching TV sort of in the background or listening to music, but just go through somewhere like Pixabay and find some images and save them to your laptop, your computer, your iPad or whatever for future use. Because if you're anything like me, you don't necessarily use this sort of thing all the time, but on the odd occasion you want something, it's a pain to have to go looking. So you don't look for it and you do something else completely different. So find a load of the images, do your tracing if you have to trace it, or you know, you can do your scan and cut whenever you feel like it. If you've got a scan and cut, you don't have to cut them straight away. If you've just got a normal cutting machine, then you can put them onto a page and you can put the registration marks on, and you can just leave it on your computer for when you want to print them and cut them, or you can print them out, keep them as stash, and then cut them later if you don't want to cut them at the time. And I can understand not cutting them at the time because this sort of thing is likely to get lost or possibly wrecked if you have to store them. Anyhow, I came up with a few deliberately corny sentiments for animal stamps. What I'd like you to do is leave your favourite cheesy sentiments down in the comments below, because I think that could be great fun, and then everyone can come back and they can read them and maybe use them on cards. I just think that would be a nice thing to do. So I'm going to move all this lot away, and the design that I have chosen to use is actually this one. So we've got this ginger tomcat by the looks of it, and he's in the rain. So what I've done is I've made a simple sentiment on a card front. This is just a front panel, and what I did was I measured my little critter here. I created an oval, and then I put "I hate rain" around the oval. Now I can do it in a couple of different ways in my software, but I just chose to do it that way. And then underneath, these galoshes ruin my sleek perfection. So I think that's quite a good fun one. So I'm just going to use very pale blue at the moment. This is Summer Sky. Very, very pale blue, and with one of these brushes it doesn't actually have an enormous effect. There is just a very, very slight tinge of blue. So I want this to go just around here. So I'm doing the more or less the oval shape with that one. And then the other one I've got is Bahama blue. Just one tiny little tinge of that. Tissue to wipe it off a little bit. There we go, that'll do nicely. Now you should really let that dry before trying to stick anything on top of it, because any moisture might well completely and utterly stop it from sticking. And I think what I might do is just put a little bit of blue around the edges. Not a heck of a lot, just a little bit. Now this particular card is A6 size. I didn't do an offset to make it a smaller front panel, so it is exactly the same size as the card generally is. But it could be made smaller. There we are. And we have our cat who goes on top of the sentiment directly. And then we have the top of his umbrella. Now I'm leaving a little gap because quite often you can't actually see all of the umbrella handle because of the light. So there he is. He's almost done. I'm just going to add a few little accents. Now this is a glaze pen, a Sakura glaze pen. Ideally I'd be using this on a surface which was not absorbent, but that's not what I got here. So I'm just going to put a little bit on his nose and a little bit on his eyes just to highlight them just a little bit, and a little bit here under his boot. There we go, just to give it a bit of highlight. So that's that one. The other one I'm going to use is a Sakura metallic. I'm going to use that on the handle of his umbrella and the stalk of the umbrella, like that. And the other one that I'm going to use is a clear sparkle glitter pen. So this is a clear sparkle glitter pen, and what I can do is put some little raindrops around him. Like that. If you're not going to make an awful lot of this type of thing, then it's not really worth you buying the stamps to do it. You need to find another way of doing it. This is the finished card front, and I think you'll agree that looks quite fun. Now, if you don't have a machine that's capable of doing the writing itself with a pen, then you could always print the text. Design it as you like and print it on your printer, and then have your cutout on the top. That's an easy way of doing it. So there we go. I hope you like it. I'll see you again soon.